All right, and we are live with another episode of Return Fire. This is our second week doing this live. Welcome to the channel, everybody. If you are in here, this is going to be a weekly thing, of course. This is episode 4. The VOD will be up on YouTube tomorrow, of course. But for now, everybody getting to see this live, you're getting the exclusive live content. So thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll get right into it. So for those of you who actually, real quick, for those of you who don't know, Return Fire is our second show in which we respond to comments from the previous week's podcast. And also, $25 or above patrons get to ask questions that we'll answer on the show. We only had one this week, but we are going to answer that at the end. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thanks to our patrons, and let's get this rolling. All right, so the first comment from Jack Mosher on the Thorin. This was on the Thorin podcast. Oh my God, Baking with Thorin interview with Ocean and Dazed is my dream video. Duncan, I'm telling you, 80 likes, 86 likes on that comment. I'm telling you, Duncan, that's the content idea right there. You gotta get on it, dude.
It'd be killer. The only thing is that Semphis needs to like give his meal prep ingredient list just so that they're making like macro like satisfying meal.
Ocean doesn't eat macro satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really do think that's the best content idea around, and Thorin needs to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
Next comment from Dean Martin. Who would win in a fight, a Chad Alpha deity of CSGO named Corey Semphis Friesen, or two beta male analysts and the best co-host of this podcast, Maui Snake? So I'm assuming that's Corey versus the three of us?
First three, yeah.
That was on the Thorin, yeah. So
Yeah, that
I'm
was
just
on the
producing
Thorin.
that show, so I don't have to get engaged with the battle. I just watch, make sure you guys can see everything.
Right,
It's really up to
perfect.
their teamwork, like are they gonna close in from all sides? Or...
No, look, people ask me this on my pod or on my stream all the time. I'm like, I don't know like how much fighting Corey's done in his life. Like
Not
Corey's a
much.
big guy, but I don't feel like you're a fighter. You know, I can't imagine you've been in many fights. So
I've been in like 0 fights.
yeah.
I just actually that's not true. One time when I was in elementary school, my friend who was not white at the he took my shoes and
You had to bring that up.
he just asked the story, and then he took my shoes and he threw them in the garbage. Like, this isn't like grade 4, like every day for like a week, and eventually I just got pissed and I punched him in the face, and then I went to the office and I got suspended. But my dad told me that I did the right thing because I have to stand up for myself, so I didn't even get in trouble. I just got a day off school, so whatever.
Yep, perfect. That's exactly what you want. Whenever you get suspended.
With me, Thorin, and Davey. Davey would have to be the IGL in this sequence, though. Like,
Okay.
he would have to call the strats.
I feel like
for
it
me
would
and
just
Thorin.
have to be Thorin's role because surely he wouldn't be able to contribute much else, right? Like Thorin
I
would
think
have to IGL.
It'd be like you would get you and me, Davey, would get half of Semphis each, and then like Thorin would just have to like tickle him or some shit like that. Like he's
Just be a distraction.
Blow, like,
Well, he can get the mental game. Thorin can do your trash talking for you, and then you guys can step in and back him up.
I'm just imagining like me and Alex trying to like jump on either side of Corey, and Thorin's just in the back. Corey, you're fucking shit. You can't fucking do shit. Like,
He's just like, you suck at CS. I'm like, yeah, man. Cool.
Thorin says the wrong thing though, and it gives you this burst of adrenaline, and you just like rip us both off of you, just slam us together.
And I feel like Corey, even now, like even if you can't really fight Corey at this point now, you don't really have to worry about it. People aren't going to be that interested in fighting you anymore.
No, that's the always been the joke, right? It's like, be like a nuke, like you don't really want to use a nuke, but no one really wants to fuck with a nuke either. You know what I mean? Like, even though they know you probably won't use it. It's kind of like the US thing,
Yeah. All right. Next comment from Tyler Naggy. Why does Semphis look gay? Corey,
that's because I'm gay. I like dudes. I'm on Grinder. If you're in my area, hit me up.
There you go. That's why Semphis looks
What
gay.
are you looking for on Grinder? Like, what is your? Are you looking for like a top or a bottom?
Just like the most feminine looking dude possible. Just like the
okay.
twinkiest, just like wearing like little ballerina skirts and stuff as a bonus in their pictures. Anything like that, really. Dyed pink highlights. That's pretty high up there for me.
Okay.
But yeah, there's just a couple things.
Now everyone knows. All right.
All right. Next comment, and this was on the Pick'em video that me and Alex did, where we got everything wrong. People are still commenting on this. This is on the Pick'em video. This guy just replied, worst podcast literally, and then just a P, just like dot P.
Yeah, what the fuck is the P?
I don't. Is that like his signature? Like, is that like P? Like
Maybe
his
that's for
signature? I don't know.
peace. You know.
But
Yeah,
apparently, this guy's still upset about the Pick'em video. It's been like 2 weeks.
Did he post something else in the thing?
The
No,
P definitely came from
that's
just
it.
like his fit of rage that he had while
Yeah.
typing this out, that he had to like just slam his keyboard and just like, and then just, like,
Well,
had to
literally is in all
press-
caps, so you know it's true.
Yeah.
But like, what does it even as opposed to a figuratively worst podcast? Like, what the?
Oh no,
fuck?
that happened to me in my stream yesterday too, where some guy comes in and he's like, "You literally have a man bun," and I was like, "Well, it's not literally a man bun because like literally a man bun would be like a man bunned up. Like it's literally a bun of hair on a man. It's not literally a man bun." But people love to throw the word literally out there.
No, it's because they changed the fucking literal meaning of the word literally.
The
Now you
literal
can use it
So they
figuratively.
literally changed the meaning of the word literally.
For
Yeah, if
literally
you look
this
it
reason.
up, like literally.
Brain. God, no.
Used to emphasize or to express strong feelings while not being literally true. So I don't really get the point of the word like anymore.
God. I can't
But-
do this.
That's
Oh,
like
this is melting me. This is melting me as a human. Okay.
really good. English
Anyway.
evolves.
Yeah. All right.
Devolves.
Yeah, devolves really. Next comment from Spurgo. You said that your next guest. Oh, this was on the last episode of Return Fire. You said that your next guest is Thorin, but I know you are a bunch of lying scumbags, so I'm guessing your next guest will be Edward Snowden. Obviously, a bit of a troll comment, but our next guest was Thorin. So
Imagine
Get
having a
fucked.
username Spurgo. Like, what the? What is wrong with
get
you?
fucked. Get fucked.
No, like he watches our content. so
Maybe
he's
his
cool.
name is Spur and he plays Global Offensive. Like Spur.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I think he's Spurgoing out of this chat. Bye.
Okay, good
But
effort.
Spurs are kind of gay. That's like what's on cowboy boots, right? So
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
also the nickname for Tottenham Hotspur and fuck Spurs. So, all right. Next comment, and this is I hope this is true. I choose to believe this comment is true, and he's not just making this up. But he says, "Damn it, Thorin, I was born in Guam. It's Japan's Hawaii, nowhere near as nice, and it's a U.S. territory. So we found the only person on the planet born in Guam, and he's one of our viewers.
Was Guam that place that the U.S. like just put all their ships and stuff in like one of the wars? And they just, like-
Probably, yeah. It was one of their islands, one of their Pacific islands during the World War
Yeah.
II. But that was where Thorin got stranded as he told in the Peaker's Advantage episode, and apparently one of our viewers was born there. So
He had another comment where he was complaining that we were shitting on his home country too much.
That's mad funny. That's hilarious. If you're born in Guam, so if you're born in Guam, it's a U.S. territory. Does that make you a U.S. citizen, or are you a
I think it does.
Guamese citizen?
Actually, I'm not
Like,
sure.
are you Guamanian? I don't even know what the fuck you say.
Guamanian?
Guamanian? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
Guatemalan?
No, not Guatemalan. I don't even like. What would this? Like, what would? Are you American? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you have American citizenship. It's like Puerto
Kind
Rico.
of. You can. Do you have American citizenship if you're born in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Huh. That's fun. Fun fact.
Yeah, I just checked. You are a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
Confirmed. Google told me this.
Now,
for
if you
him.
checked and you found I was just lying, then that would have been really embarrassing. 'Cause I definitely did not look it up before saying that.
It's like, yeah, this is probably true. All right. So speaking of which, next comment from Star Wars Guy 11. Who is the fifth guy who talks without a cam? That is Darian. Pernogo in the chat. He is our producer. He's the one who produces all the shows, uploads all the stuff, does most of the work. To be honest, we just sort of show up and do our best. We're the face, but Darian does all the behind the scenes work.
The talent.
So, we're the
Yeah.
talent. Exactly. That's it. That's the word.
And
Perfect.
yes,
He
I
did-
read every chat message you ever type, so behave.
Yeah, he does. He's in charge. He runs the show in the background. So, yep, that's who that is.
Yeah, Sam wasn't available. They picked up me off the street, and they were like, "Hey, you can probably do this." So here I am.
Yeah. All right. Next comment from It's Not Nick. Easiest podcast of your lives. 20 minutes of Maui Snake, Semphis, and Davey talking, and about an hour and 40 minutes of Thorin. Keep up the great content. Look, when you have Thorin on the show, you got to let Thorin do his thing. Obviously this is a bit of a meme comment because Thorin didn't talk for an hour and 40 minutes, of course. But
Is only
when
an hour
Thorin-
30.
Yeah, it was only an hour 30. But when Thorin's on the show, you
Do your
gotta
math.
let Thorin roll with it because he's on fire. No pun intended. So he just goes in. Especially that day, he was feeling it. Even the episode the next day they did of By the Numbers, he was fucking going in. Like he was in a mood. So you gotta let him roll. That's some quality content when he gets going. You don't want to stop that shit.
Yeah, that's when you know he was on sativa and not indica for the day. What he gets.
Or all the cocaine he does. So you guys didn't see this. You guys don't see this, but right before the show, right before we click start recording, Thorin's just got a line on his finger. He just fucking riffs that shit and he's ready to go.
Thorin does keys, but he has like the fattest keys.
Yeah.
People don't know.
Yeah,
Big locks for his house.
Exactly. He does unbelievable amounts of cocaine. That's how he can keep up all the quality content. So yeah, fun fact for everybody there. All right, and this last comment from John Smithins 6 days ago, edited by the way, but whatever. Oh Maui Snake, you're my favorite. Oh, wait. Oh Maui Snake, you're my favorite because of your beautiful Cindy Crawford beauty mark. I watch on my 65-inch 4K TV just so I can analyze that precious, hairy little baby.
I
How's
mean,
it make you feel, Alex?
just makes me blush. I mean, makes me want to show it off a little bit more. But John
Yeah,
Smithins, wherever you are right now, I mean, you can catch me if you're in New York. You can see it live because I'm going to be at ESL 1. So check it out in person, John Smith.
Will you let him touch it?
If he can provide proof that it is the real, in fact, John Smithins, yeah.
Imagine he whips
Watch
out
on
his
his
phone.
YouTube.
Imagine he whips out his phone. He's like, "Look, my YouTube. Look, it's me. It's me. Al. Let me touch it." Like it's like it's just.
You're gonna need to
super
edit this
excited
comment
about it.
again and say it's me. Like,
Yeah.
I'll have to
Dude,
look
it
at
was
the comment.
like one time I was doing the. I don't know. This just made me remember this. One time I was doing like one of those signing things in New York at the ESL thing for Logitech, and there's this one kid who was like with his parents, and he was clearly like, I don't know what he was. You know what I mean? He's like he's slow or something. You know what I mean? Like he was like a fan of
Okay.
Counter Strike, but like
Okay. Yeah,
clearly had some sort of disability. And he asked for a hug, so I was like, all right, whatever. And then everyone else wanted to hug, but it's like, no, this guy is like an exception to the
There
rule,
was
you
special
know, like
treatment there, yeah.
it's special treatment for that, like, and it was fucking weird because I'm just like, all right, chill, boys, like,
That's mad. That's actually hilarious. I'm just imagining Corey like, "All right, yeah, you can have a hug." The next one is just one guy comes up, "Hey, Corey, can I have a hug?" Corey's like,
It's a whole line forming.
"Okay, all right, man, sure, yeah, no, I'll hug." All right, and then from that on, it was practically the hug line. Like everybody left everybody else's
yeah, I
line
know,
and
it's
just
fucking
came for
like,
hugs with Corey.
I don't know, I didn't know they all wanted hugs. Apparently, everyone wants a hug, I guess.
Did Ocean get in line?
Yeah,
Ocean
I
was
know.
not there.
Just imagine Ocean rolling up. He's like, "Corey, man, I'm here for the hug. It's the Pog champ." Like he's just
Kona.
real excited about it. King Kona, Corey, I'm here for the hug.
I want to know. I want to see like Ocean get like in trouble by the cops and just see how he talks. Like they're like, oh, like Ocean, you're under arrest, and he's like, PogChamp.
Resident
Like, you know,
sleeper.
he'd be like, "Bro, this is so resident sleeper, man. This is fucking Pepe hands. Like, I didn't even do anything wrong." Be fucking
He's like
priceless.
Vac.
So what face right
Oh man. All right, and then the last one, this isn't a comment, but this is from one of our $50 patrons from Dirty Money Magic Mike on Discord. I'm not sure what his Patreon is, to be honest, but this is what his name is on Discord. So thank you, Dirty Money Magic Mike, for this. He says, "Not sure where to put questions for the podcast, but I'd be interested to hear y'all discuss if VP or SK leave a bigger hole as legacy teams missing from the top tier." So pretty much the question is, when a teams like VP and MIBR sort of fall out from like the top scene, do they leave a big hole in that vacuum, almost like gatekeepers? Do they like there's nobody to take over that role? What do you think about it?
I think it's more the players on the teams than the orgs.
Well, that's what he meant. Sorry, like that, like the team
Yeah.
in general, like the VP team, not necessarily the VP org, and same thing like the MIBR team, like when they sort of fell off.
I don't know, man. I feel like it doesn't matter that much. It's more of a bigger deal when a lot of people fall off at once, I think. Like if just VP slowly declines, but there was a period I remember where like kind of like a lot of the older players got really bad and it seemed like a lot of like newer talent was coming up and then it evened out again. You know what I mean? Then it was like they like kind of some roster change happened and there's kind of more mix-ups, but that's just my opinion.
I agree that it's just like if the top level teams, if there's only like 3 of them, the state of Counter Strike's just a little bit less exciting than when there's like 5 or 6 teams that you think are competing to actually win a tournament. But yeah, the whole that VP, I don't know what he means. Like VP is still really good. They just came in second place at V4 Bucharest. Like, I mean, I don't know why you're complaining. Like, that's definitely a top team in the world.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, there's definitely, like, I can definitely see where he comes from. It's like that, like almost like those VP gatekeepers where like you couldn't, like, if you wanted to be considered a top team, you had to beat the team like VP, even like as early as like 2 years ago. But yeah, recently like those teams just don't really exist now. Like there's a
Dude,
lot more
it's
interchanging.
too hard to be consistent, I think, at the
Yeah.
top level now. Like, yeah, Astralis did it, but realistically, like this year they've won 3 events, 2 of them being majors. Like they haven't been like killing it per se. Like, yeah, obviously
Yeah.
they're like amazing. Like Liquid was killing it too, but even then they lose to random teams in BO1s and shit. Like it's just Counter Strike's hard nowadays, man. Like people, there's so much more money, there's so many more teams, more resources, more like I don't know, more people trying really hard to go to the next level. I think is the main thing because like when Nip was dominating, like there was Nip, Games, some Danish teams and stuff, but I don't think besides the top 2 teams, everyone was like getting salary, grinding all day, every day. Like, I don't know, it's just a different environment now.
Yeah, it totally is.
I think VP is probably regionally more significant. There's not a top Polish team anymore, whereas Furious sort of like held the ship together for Brazil after MIBR fell down, and now they're looking to try to make a rise with the KNG move. I don't know if it'll work out, but like,
yeah,
there's nothing for Polish fans to look up.
No, that's true. There's not a good poll. I mean, I guess they just finished second at V4 featuring esports festival, so maybe they're back. Who knows?
That is a good point from Darian. That like it's kind of weird when a region is out of the scene for a bit. Like when SK was falling or whatever, it was kind of like Brazil's kind of silent for a bit, and it's like it's not like I'm saying that as shit talk or anything like that. It's like, oh, there's actually a region of the planet that's not like as invested right now, which is kind of a bummer.
It's honestly more surprising to me that Brazil was ever even good at Counter Strike. Like they were like, no, I mean like think about who they have to play versus. You know what I mean? Like it's like Ty Lue and those teams. Like they have a harder time doing well because they don't have quality practice. You know what I mean? Like they just play versus themselves all the time. So I guess Brazil got a little bit lucky that they had a solid 1.6 scene. But realistically, North America and Europe have like a way bigger advantage of like being able to like people talk shit about North American practice, but at least we have a lot of teams to play and a lot of salary.
Especially right now.
Yeah, a lot of salary pro teams. You have Renegades and the Brazilians here now, but like when the Brazilians first came up, they kind of came out of nowhere, and it's kind of I don't know if they could have done it without the boot camps and stuff that they did, but I don't know. I think I say that in like a positive way, you know, like it's like impressive that there's such a good Brazilian scene. I don't know.
Yep. No, I think that's true. All right, well, that's it. That's oh my god, my voice just died on me mid sentence there. But that is it for the show this week. The podcast again is coming out on Friday, but that's it for Return Fire. We've responded to your comments. That's pretty much it. I'm looking through right now to make sure that there's nothing left on no messages sent on Patreon from the patrons, but I don't think there is because I checked earlier today. Yep, nope, nothing again. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching this live show. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday. VOD of this will be up tomorrow. We also have more videos coming out later on this afternoon, more YouTube videos coming out. And yeah, the podcast is going to be a new podcast for $10 patrons and above. It's going up on Friday on patreon.com/peakersadvantage. Make sure you check that out. Podcast will be live for everybody else on Saturday as always. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next week.